Welcome to Duke United show. And Manchester United have won their game against Burnley in the EFL Cup. 2-0, nice, comfortable victory. And it's just back to business, isn't it, Garf? How's it going?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good. Yeah, yourself. Yeah, solid little game. We'll get into it properly. Obviously, there was moments where you can still see Man United's frailties, you know what I mean? But I've got to give it to Burnley. That team, that's all right, that team. They'll do all right in the Premier League if they come up. You know, even if they don't sign anyone, they'll do all right with that team. So, right. Fair play to them. Yeah.
The question is, was that Eriksen's first goal? I can't remember.
Second goal. He scored against Fulham, didn't he? Just before the
That was it. So I made 5 points here, and I was like, point number 5 is Eriksen gets off the mark, and I was like, wait a minute, has he already scored? I didn't know.
Well, that's 2 and 2. That's 2 and 2. So he has got off the mark properly. You know what I mean? That's 2. I know it's like well apart, but he scored in the last game. And he scored in this game now. So yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna have to put Eriksen gets his second. But look, I'm gonna go through my 5 points that I've seen in the game, and then we'll go through what obviously you can add to that as well. Point number 1 is we got a clean sheet. And we don't usually get a clean sheet. Well, we have been this year quite a lot more. But when we see the team without a Varane and without a Martinez, and to then get a clean sheet against top of the table in the Championship, I think it's a good going because you know what, their players give us a torrid as well. Their Benson was absolute fire. And what I can say about him is he's going Prem. That's what my words. When I see a player. That's the first time I see him. I don't need to see no more. He will be a Premiership player very soon. Next year, the year after. Obviously, with Burnley, he will. But he will not also move to another club. He's got
Yeah, 100%, bro.
So
quickly on the clean sheet, though, I mean, we're very lucky to walk out of there with a clean sheet, mate. Yeah. They had 3 gilt-edged opportunities, and you all know who you are telling me that Dubravka should be our number 1. You all know who you are, and like absolutely never. I don't ever want to see that geezer between the sticks again, mate. But no, we were lucky to be fair. But I know what you're saying, it's fair play, especially with Casemiro looks all right as a centre back though. Like, is it? I didn't know, honestly. Yeah.
So Casemiro can play anywhere. This guy, ridiculous. Like when we're watching him, I was in the stand with my son, and I was like, "Nah, did you see that?" He's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then you see the guys behind. Casemiro, unbelievable, and he's unbelievable. Every single ball, he's like dinking to this guy, dinking there, using whichever single club he wanted to use. This guy was ridiculous. He was head and shoulders above everyone else on the pitch for me. And I was loving him, absolutely loving what I was seeing. And he's playing at the back, calm and controlled, under pressure. Who cares? Casemiro is fire.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, mate. Because I was like, when I saw it, I was like, why have we got McTominay in centre midfield who plays centre back for Scotland and Casemiro at the back? And that's why I don't manage Man United and Erik ten Hag does, because he knows. That's why he knows what he's doing, obviously. You know what I mean? He's got an idea about this stuff. So, no, he was awesome, brother. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll get into play ratings, but I can't imagine anyone else getting man of the match over what Cassie did yesterday. Absolutely fantastic. He's so what you're saying is the calmness, mate. Something like them legs that just come out of nowhere and just take that ball, and you're just like, and then he's up again, the passing from the back. Like, it's almost like I was like, towards the end of the game, I was like, mate, I could even see him just putting him there forever now. You know what I mean? Having, like, if he could do that every game, then that'd be awesome. Obviously not, but you know what I mean.
Distribution, though, like, his long balls into players, his balls round the corners, his short balls, everything was fire. Every single thing was ridiculous. Balls up into Rashford's feet, ball up into his chest, round the corner to Eriksen. I'm like, you know what, mate? Why were we ever in any doubt whatsoever?
Yeah, United.
There should have been no doubt whatsoever. Oh, yeah, we didn't see enough of him, did we, to know what he really was about when he came in. No, he was absolutely unbelievable. And then, go on.
No, so plus, also, we're Man United fans. We've been burnt with this big signing before, who don't turn up, who don't perform, comes for his paycheck. He weren't getting picked, so I was like, is this even a Ten Hag signing? What's going? Is this another one of the board signings? You know what I mean? But no, again, that's why I'm not Man United manager, and Eric is.
Point number 3. Rashford can play on the right, mate. He actually could. I was like, Rashford, you actually know that you can play on the right. You can actually run on the right side of the grass. It's absolutely unbelievable. And then he done these bits on the left as well. When he was on the left, and he went, Megs,
Oh, what fruit? Oh, mate, yeah.
I was right in that corner. That's the corner where I was at. Yeah, I was in the corner where all the fans sing for the 90 minutes. Like they sing.
Nice.
I was recording. Yeah, I was recording all of the audio so I can put some more thingies on. You know, like I'm gonna make some more intros because these guys were singing their hell out. Let me see if we can hear one of the "We Love United." And we were saying about company.
Yeah.
You'll never win the trouble.
Right, let's not get too fruity with that because he looks like a good manager, mate. He could be at Real Madrid or something soon, you know what I mean?
No, he is a good manager, to be fair. He is a good manager. You can see the football that they're trying to play as well, and the players he's brought in already. He's already got an eye for the right player, and that says a lot, man. That says a lot for this guy. Getting back at the top of the table is no joke either. So yeah, he's done a great job there so far. Let's see if we can continue it. Point number 4. I told you about this guy. I told you about him, but I'm going to talk in a little bit more detail. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not done. I'm saying something here. He's a good defender. I believe he's a good defender, a very good defender one-on-one. He's probably one of the top defenders one-on-one with anybody. I'm watching him yesterday. He's just chilled, relaxed. All right, try and give the ball to my player. Please give him the ball. They didn't want to give it to him. They didn't give the ball to the left winger ever because they knew Wan-Bissaka will slap him up. And then he's controlling the ball. He's keeping the ball. He's getting out of trouble, passing to people. I was like, he's doing what he was doing when he was playing well for us in them days.
Yeah.
And then he gets the cross in. He overlaps, perfect timing, cross in and goal. I'm saying structure makes a hell of a difference to a team. He's not a great crosser. We know that. But one thing he is a great one-on-one stopper. And he's a good defender. So I can't see how he wouldn't do okay, at least this kind of level. Even if he didn't cross that ball in and score, the defensive ability that he had to be like untouchable really at right back for last game, I felt it was great. I feel like, well, you know, before we're like, oh, Delow's out. We can't even play Wan-Bissaka. He's nowhere near good enough. I'm like, remember the days when we were all saying he's too good at defending. Like, defending is your number one job. So for me, if you can do that first and foremost and let these other boys play their game, I'm happy. So end of the day, if he can continue to get better and also continue to cross balls like that and overlap like that and defend like he defends, I don't know why people have they've gone from here to like down here, like completely. It's not like he went poor. He did have poor games. So he went to down here, but it wasn't like off the Richter scale. And that's what people are doing. So anyway, for me, he's done well. He's not done, meaning he's not going to be thrown out because his performances are nowhere near good enough. I'm not sure he's good enough going forward still, but we'll yet to be seen. I think defensively he'll be all right for us.
I think he's when we talk about his attacking play, I mean, this is the sort of player I was, man. It's if he ain't got to think about it like that cross there, he's perfect. You know what I mean? Like if it's a reaction thing, he's perfect, man. It's when he's got time, and that was what I was always like, mate. Like I could score 30-yard volleys, bro. If I get one-on-one with the goalkeeper and I just got to side foot it in, I'm done, bro. It's over for me. You know what I mean? Like Theo Walcott style. So, yeah, but no, yeah. Listen, he ain't done. I just think it's more. I've got a feeling it's one of the things that Ten Hag wants another right back, doesn't he? And the way to do that is to get Aaron Wan-Bissaka out of the team. We've had this whole conversation in the group about how I don't think we should sign another right back yet. I really don't. I think we need to give Dalot his time. Mate, I jinxed old Dalot, didn't I? You've been like, he's been injury prone. Like, he ain't injury prone. He's never injured, mate. What are you talking about? He ain't been injured for 2.5 years. Literally, the game after I said that, he's out. I'm like, oh, come on, mate. But yeah, no, I think we need to give Dallas some time. And I think, look, Aaron Wan-Bissaka can still only be, 23, 24? It can't be. Yeah. So,
that's for sure.
I think you said this before, Nathan. I agree. We're too quick to throw players in the bin. I'm the same. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have a different, you've got a different viewpoint. Being an ex-pro yourself, you can see. But as a fan, we're far too quick to just throw players in the bin and say they're done. It's over for them. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to do that with another player in a minute. So.
he had a bad game. He did. I know who you're going to talk about.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, it was awful. But listen, he ain't done. Whoever gets him and gets the best out of him, he's getting a very, very good, solid fullback, man. There's no two ways about it. You know what I mean? Even his passing isn't horrific.
It isn't.
It's just that he isn't a modern wing-back, fullback like teams seem to want these days. That's the only problem.
Technical looking. He don't look technical, but the ball gets where it needs to get. In terms of his crossing, obviously you can get better with that. But again, like I say, if you're going to be driving balls across the box for people, he even found another player in the box in that game as well. He got down the wing.
Yeah, well, the one he cut back across. Yeah,
cut it across for Rashford or Martial or something. Martial chance. That Martial chance, I think.
Was that the Martial chance? There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's use of the ball very well. And when you've got options, it's not hard. It's when you haven't got options and you have to create something, like you say, that's when it's a lot different. So for me, well, anyway, look, people have already written him off. People already saying he's nowhere near good enough. Well, I don't see many better than him defensively, that's for sure. People are better going forward, that's also for sure. But we'll see. We'll see if he can actually do a job within a structured team now and actually be the guy you go, you know what? Can't really take him out. He's too strong defensively. Yeah. So you might have that. Number 5, Eriksen gets his second. What can I say? Great football. The first time we played one-touch stuff and something very good because it was all breaking down. Bruno was having one. At times, just playing balls to them. McTominay was a waste of space. Eriksen was taking long on the ball. Everyone was just taking long trying to get back into the flow for some reason. And then finally, bam, 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 Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eriksen touch, bang. One touch play. It was lovely. It was a lovely piece of play. And we was waiting for that because it was a little bit stop-start. And it was looking like Burnley were looking to keep the ball for too long and just move it around at the back and then give it to us. And then we'll give it back. It's a bit annoying. But yeah, Eriksen, love to see him back on the score sheet. He deserves to get...
100%.
Get at least 10 goals in a season. This kind of player, he should, or close to it. What do you think?
Yeah. All comps, definitely, man. Yeah, not league, obviously, but all comps, 10 goals. It doesn't seem like a stretch of the imagination. Oh, it's taking his time to get his... He's been great for us, but now you begin to see he's getting really comfortable in this system. He knows what his role is properly now, and that's shown by the fact, I think he's got... Is it an assist and 2 goals in the last 3 games? I think it is. So, like... He's doing all right. There's no two ways about it. And he brings such a calmness to that midfield, man. Such a calmness. It's very good that he's the complete opposite to Bruno. And I understand people why they don't get on with Bruno, because he tries things that don't work a lot of the time, you know, and we lose the ball. But
did you see that left foot one when he had the ball and he's like, no one near him. Rashford's over there and he just passed it to the guy. I'm like, how did you do that? How? What are you doing? But anyway, he made up for it with the ball to.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. He will like the juxtaposition of them is like because Bruno will he'll fight for it back though as well. You know what I mean? He'll chase them down. But they're very different players. But Eriksen, listen, I was one of the people who I was like, oh. Like he's a great player, but where are we playing him? You know what I mean? Like I don't see him as a centre mid.
We couldn't see it coming though, could we? We thought it was for Bruno's spot. And that's he's going to be on the bench all the time.
But he's rocked it since he's turned up. And in all honesty, I mean, I know yourself and Alex got Rashford down as it, and I had Dalot down as it. But the more I think about it, I mean, it's signing of the season for us definitely is Eriksen, as it's a freebie, and he's close to player of the season as well at the moment. 100%.
He is.
Really
he is close. He is close. But you know what? I was thinking about how Rashford has come back into the form, and watching the goals and watching what he's actually been doing. And you're like, he's back to Rashford that we know.
Yeah, he's
the
getting
guy
there.
Who wants to.
He's getting there.
The guy who's dangerous. I know he should even have maybe even about 7 more goals than he has now. So just imagine what he's done, and he should have 7 more goals, like gilt-edged chances where he should just score no matter what. So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be where we are. It wasn't for Eriksen, we wouldn't be where we are. Or Martinez.
Well, I'm just thinking as well, if Rashford, I know what you mean, Rashford missed like a host of chances over 3 games, didn't he? So, and if he had 7 more, that'd be 16. I think that'd only be 2 below Haaland. You know what I'm saying? Like all comps. So, yeah, look, Rashford's back. And that, I mean, we'll get into it probably when we get to play rates, but that goal was exactly what we were talking about as well. Find the side of the net, mate. Like, don't bomb it straight to the goalkeeper's throat with your power. Get it into the corners, and that was, I mean, that's one of the best goals I've seen him score in a long time. That was. I know it's just a bog standard striker's goal, but it was just a lovely way.
I love the goal. I love them goals. I don't call that bog standard. To be fair, you know what? I love them finishes because you're in the right place. You know where you got to put it, and you put it there with your precision that you need. And you know what you mean? It's the standard goal.
Bread and butter. Bog standard's not way to put it, but like you want to see your striker scoring them goals. You know what I mean? Like exactly like that as well. Yeah.
The top striker scores them every day of the week, and he did. So I love that. Instead of hitting the keeper, or instead of
just bombing it straight down his throat. Yeah.
He done well. He done really well there. Right. So let's get into the player ratings then, because I've said my piece. I know you know yours, but again, before we do that, I do have just a nice little image here of Eriksen, Wan-Bissaka, and Rashford. These are the main players of the game yesterday. They've done a very good job, and like I said, this Benson guy, keep a lookout for him because
bravo. He played so well. I was like, that's the sort of player that back in the day, and it's different now, but that's the sort of player back in the day. All day, Fergie would have been like, mate, he's coming as a reserve for us. Like he can fight. He'd be a. You know what I mean? Like he's not the same position, but like a Louis Saha or a Darren Fletcher, you like that sort of level of player that is just good enough. But we've got better players in the team. But he's always there fighting, mate. He was amazing. He really was.
Mate, I was scared. I was scared.
Every time he got the ball.
The ball was like, Malacia, you got your job work out here, your work cut out here. He's like jinking, faking to go whoop, whoop. And you know when they slow the game down to the point where they know when they're gonna get you. And then they're off. This guy knows that. He knows that. And he knows how to use his body. His low center of gravity is ridiculous. And his end product. He hit the ball.
Lovely,
He hit the shot. I was like, oh my days. His shot was sick. He crossed some good balls in. He was he sent Lindelof.
That's what I was just thinking. That geezer was buying bread and milk, mate. Lindelof was buying bread and milk, Rob.
There you go. It's bread and milk. I was like, wow. And he did his right foot and it hit inside net. Yeah. That's the net that I was on the other side. I was watching that. I was like, oh my days.
Yeah, what? Mate. Yeah.
He said me. I was like, wow. What the hell's going on here? So Benson, you are a player, mate. Yeah. You are a player. I don't need to see no more. I don't need to see anything more from you. You are going to be one of them Prem players is in the top 6, top 7. So I wouldn't be surprised if like a team like Newcastle just bought him. And said,
or West Ham is what I was thinking.
And Maximan's on the left. I'll be like, oh my goodness, that's not nice. That's not nice to see. You don't want to see something like that. So
I tell you, could really do with him, and I know they got no money, but he's a Leicester. They could really do with a player like that, Leicester City or Everton, like one of these. Like I know you're talking top 6, but just below that. I think one of them teams, like they'd get a lot out of him. But yeah, awesome player.
Right, so you're gonna let's go with Dubravka then. I didn't see it as being as bad as everyone thought it was, but it's weird when you're there. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
But what did you see,
mate? I don't know what you didn't see, bro. He lost the ball like 3 times, mate. He got caught outside the area. He let it run under his foot. He missed the ball coming out for a cross. So I don't know what game you were watching, mate, but this geezer's getting a 5, and that's it, mate. And he's lucky to be getting a 5, bro. Like he was horrific, mate.
You know what I gave him? It's weird, you know. I gave him a 7.
No way, mate. No way. Mate, if he's getting a 7, mate, everyone's getting 10s, bro. No way.
You know why I gave him a 7? I gave him a 7 because he saved that shot, number 1. Number 2, he was okay with his feet, apart from the time he let it go under his feet and he nearly made a mistake, but he still kept his wits about him and kept the ball. And he still found players without losing the ball. So I was like, okay, that's fine. He did come out and try and get that ball and missed it. That was 1. And then they nearly scored. So for me, overall, I was thinking, right, he still kept a clean sheet. He done a great save for that shot going in the top bins. His feet was actually pretty good. And the one that went under his foot didn't actually account to anything. So I'm giving him a 7. That's why I gave him a 7. I'm not going to go that bad. So I know you can give him less. Maybe a 6.
Oh, mate, usually we're like, I agree with you. I don't agree with you at all on this one, mate. He was horrific, bruv. He was horrific, mate. Think about it, Casemiro had to clear a ball off the line because of that one he missed coming out. The one that he got caught on the edge of the box with, they should have scored from. The ball that ran under his foot is one, but he also did that another time as well, where it bounced. Oh, he's gone down. It bounced. Yeah, mate, he was horrific, bro. Our fault, mate. He was horrific, bro. But again, I know exactly what you mean. When you're at the ground, you don't get all of the slow motion replays that I've got. You know what I mean? Where I'm watching it over and over again, and I'm like, what is this geezer about? But yeah, he's on his way back to Newcastle anyway. There's no two ways about that. So
okay, all right. Let's get a little disagreement on that one. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, what are you giving him?
I'd like to give him an 8, but I think it's a 7 overall. It's a 7 for But you know what I mean? Because I like the fact he's done really well. I could almost go a bit. If we did points, it'd be a 7.6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, it's a 7 for AWB. Great performance from him, considering what I saw against Cadiz when we were all like, oh. But that's a friendly. So yeah, when it mattered, he performed well. Great assist. There's no two ways about it. To get his boot on that was an amazing assist. So yeah, 7 all day for him.
Yeah, it came back in. You know, like he got the rust off in the first few games, Cadiz and the other game, wherever it is. And he's coming, and I was thinking, you know what? Just do what you do best, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. You're now more fit. You're close to match fitness than you can be. You don't need to get forward and do a lot. And I was thinking, you know what? You're doing everything you need to do. And then in a game where the game was stop-start, him and Casemiro were the only two that I was looking at going, yeah, you're not leaving the ball away. You're not losing the ball. You're playing balls. You're touching the ball out of trouble, finding players, wiggling, finding players. I loved it. I loved what I saw of you, Wan-Bissaka, yesterday. And just keep it going. Keep that going, because you keep that going, no one can say nothing. No one can tell. So no one can talk about you ever, unless you get in a good spot to play someone and you don't find them properly where it's gilt-edged. That's the only thing someone can say about you. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, mate. Doing well. Casemiro.
I mean, this is a straight 8. There's no two ways about it. Getting put in a centre back, man of the match more than likely. Yeah, it's a straight 8. I can't say anything more about this man that I haven't said now. He is one of the best players I've ever seen. And I mean, like, he's getting to that stage. He's one of the best players I've ever seen, period, ever. He's everything he does. Like, he's still sometimes, because he's from the Spanish league, thinks he's got a little bit too much time on the ball and does, like, he gets the man coming from behind. But, bruv, most of the time, he's flawless. Like, every pass that he makes is lovely. He's spot. Like, I saw a part of that, and it's just a little one. But like yesterday, we had Wan-Bissaka on the right, but he was being tracked by a man. So he just played this lovely through ball straight through the middle to, I'm guessing it was Rashford on the right. Was it Eriksen? And Eriksen then played it into Wan-Bissaka, who got down the wing. Like, and it's just that little bit where it's like most people just still give it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but he saw that wasn't going to work. So he just played the straight ball. And everything he does is class, man. So 8 all day, bro.
It's unbelievable, man. Look, it's like he's playing at his own pace, seeing everything that's going on. And he's the only one, again, that when he sees something, before balls come to him, and he makes sure it's there on time. And I was saying to my son that you would love to play with this guy behind you. Because when you have a guy like this behind you, it makes a massive, massive difference. I remember playing, and I didn't have a player like this. And then I just thought football was like that. And then you get a player who comes in and then just plays these kind of balls, and you're like, oh my days, this is football. This is unbelievable stuff. I'm getting balls like this. Quality. I can do what I want now. And it just opens up your game to another level. One time, balls getting played around, players come pressing. Like I said, he just like dinked the ball over everyone, and it curled into Eriksen's feet. I was like, and no one could really see it apart from him. No. I was like, oh my goodness me, this guy is ridiculous. So Samantha Bruno says, welcome back, Stars. Welcome back to you as well. We are back, Man United. There's loads of games to go, so we will be all over the YouTube for sure. But yeah, Casemiro.
It ain't just the players that need a fitness boost for what's coming over January. You know, I mean, gonna be a lot of Red Bulls in my life, I think. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Casemiro, absolute beast, man of the match for sure, head and shoulders above everyone else on the pitch. Mr. Lindelof.
Yeah, apart from getting sat down or absolutely melted by Benson, that bit, he done all right, to be fair. So yeah, because that's one of the ones you don't want to see when you're a centre back. You're just like, oh god.
Oh my god.
No, apart from that, he done all right. Do you know Lindelof? Listen, look, it's just going to be quick, but you can tell, you always said it, all these players, when they don't have Maguire next to them, they just come out their shells. And this is the first time, this is what I was thinking, back to Aaron Ramsey, it's the first time we've really seen him without Maguire in the team as well. So, and Lindelof, when he hasn't got to worry too much, he's much better. It's a 7, standard 7 for him. He's done all right, I think. Low 7, because he didn't do much, but it's still a 7.
Well.
Yeah.
I gave him a 7 as well. I felt he played pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like I say, apart from when you get toasted by a guy who's to Burnley and back, I'm still waiting for him to get back now. He got a 7, but
I'm just hoping he took his passport with him, mate. That's all I'm hoping for.
He's waiting at customs. He can't get. He forgot his passport. Bloody hell! Yeah, he done all right. He done well. Lindelof, well done, son. United on fire. Obviously, we got better as the game went on. We weren't really on fire, but we got better and we done the job, didn't we? Against a good team.
Yeah, that's the stand. That's all you want to see. Like, that's what you want to see. That's old school Man United, just getting the job done, playing well enough without it being like exceptional, just to get that 2-0 win and on to the next round. You know what I mean? Malacia, do you know what? He had a decent game as well. This is another 7, and it's a higher 7 than Lindelof, to be quite honest with you. And again, when he's playing well, he's a real outlet. You know what I mean? He's different to Shaw. He ain't getting down to the byline and crossing it in. He moves into the centre. He's strong on the ball. It's a low 7, high 6. I can see it, bruv, definitely. But yeah. I'm sticking with a 7, bruv. And I think he done really well. I thought he done well yesterday, considering he ain't getting minutes. Yeah, it's
weird, isn't it? Because I felt he did really well, but he did get dealt with by Benson a few times. And then,
it's a fair shout.
I was watching, going, Benson, you're having a good game. You're looking sick. And I'm like, wait a minute, Malacia, you're the one supposed to keep him quiet. Like, on the other side, I remember Zach has done his job, but you've got your work cut out. The guy's a player. That's number one. So it's nothing you can do. But at the end of the day, you got to keep them guys quiet. And he was the only man that I thought, you know what, he's a danger. If anything's going to happen, it's through Benson. And Malacia, you did do well. You did stay with him. He did do his job. He grew into it. The same way Saka, the one where Saka played. He done him the first time. Then after that, he was really on him for most of the game.
Yeah.
The same with Benson. Benson turned him quite a few times and then got his shots in and stuff. And then after that, Malacia said, you're on lockdown. I know what you're about now. I'm locking you down. And he did. And he really did win them the majority of the opportunities. Any races, 50-50s, he won it. And that one towards the end when Benson got injured or maybe cramp or whatever, he got there, won the challenge, took him off. And also when the ball went into Benson one time, he just rattled him from behind as well, got the ball. And I loved that for Malacia. I was like, you know what? You've done really, really well. I'm a bit harsh giving you a 6. I think you actually probably better off being a 7. But
no, the way you just said, I'm now like, do you know what? If I'm giving Wan-Bissaka a 7, Malacia is a 6, to be fair. But it's a 6.9, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's a 7.1, 6.9, however you want to see it, bro. He's done all right.
Exactly.
So.
It's a tough one, but I just thought, you know what? Got to give him a bit less. This man here.
Yeah, 100%.
This man here.
Listen, people are going to say I'm taking a mick here, but I'm being deadly serious. I'm giving him a 4, mate, because I was giving him a 5. I'm right, yesterday, I was giving him a 5, and then did you remember that pass where he's in the middle of the park and there's no one about, and he just plays a side foot straight? I was like, I'm taking a point off you for that, mate. I'm sorry. It's a 4. It's a 4, mate. It was a really bad game from McTominay, and it happens. It does happen, but listen, he is. I said it before. He's not the answer to our problem. He is pure backup, man. He's pure backup. And if he's going to give out performances like that, then he's even, I think Hakeem said it in the group, didn't he? He's even falling down into like 5th choice now. You know what I mean? Like his 3rd choice centre midfielder behind like another 2, because that was a horrific all game, mate. I mean, I haven't looked at the stats, but I guarantee he made at least 7 unforced errors with the ball at his feet. I guarantee it. So,
Garf, I'm telling you now, I was like, McTominay, what are you doing? And my son was like, hey, what's wrong with McTominay? And then the people behind us going, was that McTominay? He's having a stinker. And it was like, is that McTominay again? He's absolutely pants. Is that him again? And every single few seconds, the guys behind me were still saying, he's done it again. It's him again. What the hell? He's just giving the ball away without no one on him. I was like, what the hell are you playing at, McToms? What's going on, lad? So he had a real torrid one yesterday. He's not usually that bad. No. But we know what he's about. He wins balls and gives it simple. And this is what I mean. When people were going over the top in the Man United Arsenal game. Like, oh, he's amazing. The reason why you said he was amazing is because he did what he does. And then Eriksen, Bruno, Rashford all did what they do. And then it feels like a much better, oh, he's such a great player. He just wins balls and passes it simple. That's what he has to do. And if he continues to do that and realizes that's all he has to do, well, he didn't even pass it simple yesterday.
I was just about to say, yeah, but he weren't. That's the problem today. Yesterday, he weren't even passing it simple, mate. He was just losing the ball. It was like, listen, I like players like McTominay. I want him to stay in the team, but he's backup. That is what he is, man. You know what I mean? He's pure 100%. Backup for when we need him. And performances like that, when you've got a manager like Ten Hag, who's all about ball possession and retention, you are not going to be doing yourself any favours, bruv, at all. You know what I mean? So, yeah, poor game for him. Let's hope that maybe there was, you never know how players are feeling. Maybe he had a little something, a little niggle, maybe.
I'm not taking nothing from that.
I'm trying to give him something, Dave. I'm trying to give him something.
He was pants. Let's just say how it is for that game. He was pants. He knows it, and he's going to come back stronger next game. Simple as that. Mr. Eriksen, what are you giving him?
7 again for Eriksen. He had a good game, but it's not an 8 for me. It's a 7. So It's Eriksen again. He's a bit like Casemiro now. He's just quietly doing his job, doing bits every game. I stick with what I said on that. I stick with what I said when I was saying he didn't do much for me that game, because he didn't. Everyone was like, he was amazing. No, he weren't for me. Since then, he's taken what I've said on board. You know what I mean? This is why I'm a good man manager. He's taken what I said on board, the constructive criticism, and he's just improved week on week since then. So,
oh my God.
Listen, it's a shame we got him at 30. That's all I'm going to say. It's a shame we got him at 30 years old, mate, because I would love to have had this geezer in our team for 10 years. I really would.
Yeah, become a mate. When I saw him at Spurs, you know, back in the day, I was like, oh, I wish we had an Eriksen. This boy is a baller. Like, he's a baller. And again, we couldn't get him in at the time, but at least we've got him now for the last year's twilight years, and let's have him do the job for us, because he just does what it says on the tin, innit? So I love it.
Plus his game's so low impact, mate. He could be a Modric and go on to 36, 37 quite easily at the top level. So because he ain't got pace, it ain't about that's never been his game. He hasn't got power that he needs to rely on. It's just pure class. So
that's what I mean, innit? Every player has different kind of attributes, and then it determines whether they'll play for longer or not. And I think that he's one of them players who can play till he's 36, you know, easily. And there'll be nothing like, oh, okay, can pop the ball all day long, keep the ball all day long, find people, take free kicks, cross balls in all day long. Why not? So Eriksen, you are on a 7. And you got a 7 because you got the goal. You would have probably got a 6 if you didn't get the goal. Right, so then we go through that middle 3, So you got Rashi, Bruno, and Garnacho. So we go with Rashi first.
Do I give him? I'm going to go 8. I am going to go 8 because I've seen him more. He isn't man of the match because Casemiro gets man of the match, but it's a high 7. It's a high 7 to an 8. He's on his way back. That goal was lovely. He worked all game. I'm sticking with my 8, man. I am, because it was. And what we said at the start of the show, it's just lovely to see Marcus Rashford coming back. And the best thing is I know that there's still so much more in him as well. This is good, but if he wants, his trajectory could take him a little bit further as well and become what we thought he was going to become a couple of years ago, mate, which is one of the best strikers in Europe. So
exactly,
8 for me.
Yeah, you know what? I was close to giving him an 8, and I was kind of like, do I give you an 8? Do I not? And I'm trying to look at the other players, and it was hard to kind of decide. And I was like, should you get man of the match because you did score? But Casemiro was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I don't know, but you know what? I settled with a 7 because he was in and out of the game for a long time. But that one bit of good play was amazing play where he just dribbled and got his goal. And the other ones where he was actually dropping shoulder and ran in behind and got fouled. And also another time when he did that nutmegs and then a fake shot and then about to shoot. I was like, that's 3 lovely pieces of play. Unbelievable.
Have you seen the highlights yet? Have you seen the slow-mo of him doing that nutmeg? The geezer gets nutmegged, you just see his face. He's like, no! In pure slow-mo as well. He's like, no!
The thing is, it wasn't even a skill. He just stood there.
He just put it straight through.
I'm like, who does that? Who just nutmeg straight off the bat? With
mate, if that was the training ground, mate, you ain't living that down for an hour, mate. You're getting down.
He nutmegged you without even doing a skill, mate. And he's gone. See you later. And then he fake shotted and everyone died as well. And then I was thinking, hit it with your left. I was right there on the corner flag, just a bit higher, so I could see it all clearly. I was like, hit left foot now. And then he just done a little bit extra. I was like, no, he did so much perfect work there. He could have that left foot shot. But yeah, that's why I gave him a 7. I felt if he was in the game much more, or if he scored that other goal, I would have given him an 8. But I felt like 7's a good performance. And there's more to come from him, like you said. So yeah, definitely what have I done here? Definitely a 7 and an 8. I don't mind an 8. I've also, by the way, I've also got the what the fans have given the ratings. So it's an average fans rating. So after we done that, I'm gonna bring it up because I was wondering what they think compared to what we think.
But is it the BBC one? Because they're harsh.
No,
on
the Manchester United. No, it's all the fans.
Oh, the app. Yeah. No, but they do that on BBC as well, mate. And some of the ratings you get on there are harsh, bruv.
Okay.
Like harsh.
Yeah, it is mad at times, but yeah. Bruno.
It's a 6. It has to be a 6. If I'm giving people 7s, and it's a high 6, low 7. Yeah, it's like he was decent, but he wasn't magnificent. Obviously, he's one who pinned that beautiful pass into Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a high 6, low 7. Exactly what you got there, basically, mate. You know what I mean? And Bruno, every game. Bruno's one of the players. I know there's a lot of fans out there that think that we could do better, but I swear to you, lads and girls, like if we lose Bruno, you will notice it immediately in our game. Like it's the intangible things that he does that you don't see and you don't give credit to him for. Like his tracking, his running, his gritty determination. We will miss that big time. So but 6, 7.
Yeah, you know what? It's like the Eriksen thing. If he didn't get the goal, Eriksen, he wouldn't have got a 7. And if he didn't get the assist, he would have got a 6 as well. Because he did have a few misplaced passes where you're like, what are you playing at? But again, you then have the other side where if he's not playing, that ball does not get to Wan-Bissaka and that ball does not go in and we don't score. So I'm giving him a 7 because I felt like he done really well. Not for like a full game. He's like still rusty, still whatever, but it's still his class made the difference between the game being a draw or a loss and a win. So yeah, I'm giving him the 7. That's what I mean. It's like Rashford in bits and bobs. You do some nice work, so you do get your 7, but you don't get an 8. But I think Casemiro, he was brilliant through the whole game. That's why he gets an 8. Wan-Bissaka brilliant, but not as brilliant as Casemiro. That's why he gets a 7. So yeah, it's kind of I'm trying to give the ratings like that. But yeah, Bruno did very, very well. I've got to say, well done. Moving on to the last 2, Mr. Garnacho.
Yeah, very quiet game for him. It's a 6, and that's not it's not taking anything away from him. It's just a very quiet game from the kid, you know. Couple of times got through, and he did the classic what I used to do as well, where because I was rapid, and then you just lose your foot completely, you just lose your feet, your foot completely. The ball's gone, you're trying to get it, your legs have gone all Bambi, bruv.
I was thinking he's going to score, you know.
Same here, yeah, you know.
Bag. But
you can't expect this kid to do everything every game, you know what I mean? So giving him a 6, that's not an insult to him. He had an average game, and we're going to that's what we're going to see from him sometimes. We can't expect this kid to light it up. And he still lit it up here and there. Because even that run I'm talking about, that first bit, when he took that first touch, I was like, oh my God, this kid's about to rip it through the net again. And then, you lose your footing. It's unlucky. But
it happened. Yeah. Look, he's done well. He's done okay. He didn't look out of place on the left. Just didn't get the ball as much and didn't really do as much as you'd want him to do. But it's the first came back as well. So, again, when you're out of that kind of, he was in a little bit of a role, You're playing, you're doing amazing things. Your mind is just thinking of, I just need the next game. I want the next game. I'm going to rip someone. And then, like, you got a month nearly where you're just not playing. And you're like, okay, now I've got to get back to that. I've got to get back to that red zone, you know? So he'll get back. He'll get back there.
Oh, 100%. And now Di Maria's retired from Argentina as well. This kid surely is a lock-in for coming up as the next one behind whoever's behind Di Maria in that Argentina team. You know what I mean? So listen, this kid, the world, like all the cliches, the world is his oyster. His talent knows no limit. Like his potential is unboundless. Like 100%. Everything, mate. He can go places. So
Martial.
It's a 6 for Martial as well. He was quite quiet. After what you said, I did have a look at that. Yeah, he did hold up the ball for that one very well and everything. But it's just a quiet. It's a bit like, I suppose, Garnacho. They haven't played in a month, have they? Really? You know what I mean? And he's playing in a very high intensity game against a Burnley team that are very. That's I think that Burnley back line was so solid at times as well, where they just marked him like they knew what we wanted to do with Martial, and they were just on him all the time. So yeah, it wasn't a bad game, just an average game for him.
Yeah, he had a quiet one because of the team not really playing the kind of football that we need to play, consistently throughout the 90 minutes. And I felt when he did get hold of the ball, most of the time he done really well with it, linked up well, dribbled well with it. And then that chance, like he said, the ball came into him, he kind of shimmied on it, went to his left, bang, had a great shot. And I was like, it's great the way he manipulated the ball to get his shot off. It just reminded me of what I would do on the pitch right in that area as well. And also reminded me of how I play FIFA. I do exactly that kind of stuff to jiggle the shot and get my strike off. And I was like, love that, Martial. That's what we need to see. Again, not enough of it for the whole game to get anything more anyway. So, I'd love to have got a goal, but I was thinking, I hope you're not injured. Just get yourself off not injured, lad, and that's all we want to see. So, 6 is fair. 6 is a fair result. So after that, obviously, we had the bench players come on. But the only player that really was to note that did something was Anthony. I felt he came on and he had 2 good runs. Not that is anything, he's still getting a 6, but he had a great run where he ran the length of the pitch all the way and then tried to find Bruno. He cut inside, tried to find Bruno and then missed him. But then the ball got recycled and something happened. Then the other chance was he ripped the player. He got the ball right to his feet, dribbled all the way in, cut in and got a good shot off. And I'm like, you know what? I was like, you know what? Well done. But you still got to, I want to see a goal there. I want to see a chance come from the end of the other one. But apart from that, there was nothing else. Obviously, there's not much time to do much. So I just liked them 2 little bits. And that was all. Yeah,
I think you're being very generous, mate. I thought Anthony, because Anthony came on pretty early in the season. He had a lot of time on the pitch, mate. And he did nothing for me the entire game. I know the run you're talking about, that pass was atrocious to Bruno Fernandes. That should have been 3-0. It was a very easy pass to make. If that was McTominay doing that, we'd be up in arms about it. The run was decent there. I thought he was very poor. And I mean, really poor. I'm close to, so poor. It's a 5 for me, all day a 5, but a low 5 as well. I really thought that he was absent from most of the game from when he came on to, then 2 things that you're talking about. That's literally all he did all game, man. But again, I'm not digging him out. We know this kid's got the talent. We know he's a baller, and we know he's going to be a great player for us. But it's just, again, I wonder if it's one of the things as well, where with Anthony, there's some players that just aren't great coming off the bench. They just really aren't. And I don't know why. And there's some players that are great coming off the bench who aren't great starting. It's just a weird little thing. And I've got a feeling Anthony's one of them who ain't fantastic coming off the bench, man. I don't know. Should be with his pace and everything. Excuse me. But but listen, he's a great player.
When it comes to these kind of things, it's like, how often does the ball get sent to you where you can do something? And that's where you kind of got to look at it and say, that's why Garnacho didn't really do much. He didn't often get the ball where he can go at his man. Anthony saying he got the ball. I'm like, come on, let's find him properly, please. That's what I was looking at going, yes, he finally got found properly. Let's see what he does. Then he ripped up the pitch and then he misplaced the pass. I was like, okay, that's good. That's positive. Then the next one, I'm like, okay, finally he's got on the ball again. And then after that, it's annoying because when you do come on for that little amount of time, let's say 25 minutes, 20 minutes, you're not going to get the ball too often. This is why I like what Arsenal do. They find their wingers straight away because that's what he knows. The manager knows if they get on the ball often, there's so many chances to make something happen. But United, he gets on the ball maybe 3 times in a whole game.
That's a fair shout.
Saka gets on the ball 3 times in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the way they play their football. And that's what I'm saying about us. If we don't get that in our game where our wingers get on the ball so often, where we pop the ball around fast, so then it gets to them, now they're one-on-one with them, man, you might as well not have the wingers on the pitch. It's annoying.
That's a great shout. Let me ask you
a chance to lose and make mistakes and prove
if
they
100%,
could or not. So I don't know.
So do you think that would help Sancho?
Yeah, exactly.
100%, wouldn't it? That would help Sancho because that's his game. He's getting the ball to him quick with a bit of space, so that it's not about speed. It's just being able to get that ball out of his foot, so then he can do the man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Instead of he's got his back to the fullback, you give him the ball. He's having to do the big circle 1-2 with Luke Shaw, trying to find the cross into the box. We've got Martial in there who's 5'11". I know that, but he ain't. I don't mean he's small, but I mean he ain't some 6'5" giant who we're He ain't like Carsten Yanker who was just pumping balls into all game. Yeah, that's an old one, people. That's an old one. Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. It's a fair shout. It really is, man. If we've got all these fantastic wingers, Garnacho, Sancho, Rashi, Anthony, why aren't we using them to their best of their ability? You know what I mean? So that's a great shout. That is a great
exactly. Exactly what you're saying. You just said there. It's like if you don't give them that, you can't say nothing. And the only player who really can sometimes do something under that tightness is Garnacho, because he's got that mad pace to just go, you know what, I'm just going to take you. I'm just going to try and take you. But now it's, you know, Anthony, he knows what to do. He's a great ball retainer, and he knows when he can try and take you and when he can't. And if it's not 100%, I can take you, he's not even going to try. And that's what, if he's playing for Arsenal, I'm telling you now, he'll be dribbling at his man all day long, because that's what Saka loves and Martinelli loves, and that's what Arsenal and City do. And we just got to get closer and closer to that. And if we can, we'll get the most out of these boys. Yeah. Have you noticed that we don't often play one-touch football? Like, we don't often play it. It's pop. It's Casemiro does it amazingly. And sometimes Eriksen and Bruno do it. But they all have to do it much quicker. And then we're going to be flying. We're going to be absolutely flying if we can get that going. So we got to play the Ajax football the way Ten Hag had them playing. It's all one-touch stuff. It's all proper intricate stuff. And we get that going, we'll be flying. Tell us about transfers, Samantha. We have had news, but it's the same news. There's nothing really new apart from the Gakpo situation where we've been talking about him, wondering if we're going to get him in. And to be fair, there isn't anything else at the moment that we can say.
The goalie, the Porto goalie, apparently we're out there right now, 55 to 60 million euros. Not that we're out there right now, but apparently we've made overtures for him for the end of the season. And Kieran has said something about Gakpo as well, which was when we were talking to him, it was always about a January transfer, and it's about 50 million euros. So if it is happening, it will be in January. 50 million euros, around that sort of price. So what's that, about 42 million English? And if we do get that Gakpo for 42 mil sterling, that is a bargain, mate. That is a ridiculous bargain. Yeah. But yeah, very quiet other than that. The Man United are holding their cards very close to their chest about who we're going to be getting. Apparently it's 70 to 100 mil budget we've got. So
in January as well, that's lovely.
Yeah, January. January is so hard though, isn't it? I mean, you know better than anyone. It's so hard to get decent transfers through the door in January as well, because the prices go through the roof. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean about that Gakpo. We can get him for 40 something. That's madness. Pure madness.
That'll be a great coup, because he's done really well in the World Cup. He can play any of the three positions up front as well, and he's not injury prone either. So it'd be great to have a young player who could be here for the next however many years, 10 years. And absolutely do a job for us. The other players came on, Shaw, Elanga, not Sancho, Shaw, Elanga, and whatever.
Elanga, mate. Do you know what, mate? Like you called it first game. You called it first game, man. And I was like, what are you talking? Being well harsh, mate. The geezer looks like he's got talent. He is such a squad player, and that's not a bad thing because he's at one of the biggest teams in the world. So it's not bad being a squad player at Man United, but he has not got the talent that I thought he had. I thought he was I thought he was like going to be almost like a Garnacho. You know what I mean? Like, no, absolutely not. Good squad player though. That's one I'd keep. Definitely, I wouldn't sell Elanga. I would keep Elanga as that backup player that you can just trust to throw on for in a cup game, 20 minutes to go. You know what I mean? So
I don't even want to see him play anymore. I've seen enough. I don't think he's a Man United level player. I don't think he's a Welbeck. Welbeck was a good player.
Yeah,
he was never going to be a starter, but Welbeck was better than Elanga, quite a lot better than Elanga as well. He was able to hurt anybody as well. Like, within the Man United side, when he's playing, you would say, you know what, he can score. He could do a good. I don't think Elanga's got that. Yeah, he's going to score a goal in him. I don't know. He's obviously going to get a goal here and there.
Yeah.
He's not got that danger feel to him for me.
He's got a really good chant though, Nath. You know what I mean? He's got a really good chant, Elanga.
Lovely,
so,
amazing. Absolutely amazing. But look, the last one here is Mr. Ten Hag. What are you giving him?
This is a difficult one because where do you go? It's only a 2-0 win, but it was a 2-0 win against a tough team. He done everything perfectly. So it's almost like, how do I take a point away from him? I can't give him a 10 It was a 2-0 win against Burnley in the League Cup. So it's an 8, you know what I mean? But it was pretty much a faultless performance from him, to be fair. You go see it. This is what I mean. Like, you can't. But where are you taking them points away, Nate? Where are you taking these points away?
You can't. It was just it was
it's
an
Burnley.
okay performance. It was a good performance by some. It wasn't like a proper smashing, drubbing. So it's not a 10. No. But like, you know, his imagination to put Casemiro there at the back was good as well. So that's good. But let's take a quick look here at what they gave. So look what we gave and look what they gave, yeah? We gave Rashford a 7. You gave him an 8. It was 7.8. Casemiro, I gave an 8. They gave a 7. Eriksen got 7. We said 7. Bruno 6.5. We said 7. And it wouldn't be 7 unless he made that assist.
Yeah.
We said Lindelof 7. We got 6.3. You said 6 point something. 6 because obviously he got sent for chips at McDonald's. You got Aaron Wan-Bissaka got a 6. Wow. Malacia
that's bias, man. 8. Yeah, that's people who've done like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. If you've watched that game and given Aaron Wan-Bissaka a 6, then I'm sorry, that's just madness.
That's not fair, is it?
Yeah, it's not fair at all. No.
Malacia 5.8. That's close to a 6. Martial
that's a 6.
Close to a 6. Okay.
6.
What about this player rating? Let's get that player rating thing off so I can see what the hell's being said here. It's killing me. Get out of there, player rating. What's going on there? Oh, Garnacho gets a 5.5. Wow,
that's about right. Yeah, we gave him a 5, didn't we? Because it just quite. What's the other? Where is McTominay?
Nebraska got 3.9. Wow.
That's what honestly, mate. I don't know what you saw with it was horrific. With the benefit of the slow motion replays and everything, Nate, almost everything he did, the commentators were taking the mick out of him, mate. It was so bad at one point. Yeah.
That is deep. But anyway, what can we say? Look,
that seems fair. That's pretty much what we gave apart. You know what I mean? It's roundabout what we gave. Apart from Wan-Bissaka, and this is a problem with fans. Is people got dislike for Wan-Bissaka now, so it's like you're taking points off him just because you don't like the player, you don't like the man. You know what I mean? And that ain't right. Because he had a great game. He got an assist. You know what I mean? Not only did he get an assist, he got the first goal assist, which really opened. Burnley were very tight and compact before then, and then they had to come attack us, and it opened them up to our game. So that's a low score for him, man.
Well, yeah. Anyway, game done. Good game. Great to be back on winning ways. And now we've got the league game coming up. But today we actually have our weekly show, Let's Talk United, later on at 6 p.m. So we will be back today. 2 shows in one day.
You just got to wait 8 hours and we're back, people. Just give it.
Yeah, Garf, good stuff. Talking about United once again. And guys, thanks for the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. I've not seen a few names here as well. So make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications for the next ones. But yeah, we'll see you guys at 6 p.m. Peace out.